49ers alarm update time from Redwood City. Have a look at this beautiful town, 49ers territory on the peninsula, where I'm inspired to talk about the kicking competition, how it's going for Jake Moody, because, well, the 49ers obviously find it quite compelling and quite entertaining. Just have a listen to Nick Bosa.
I actually am paying attention to it, but can't lie.
Why is it different?
No, it's kind of exciting.
I agree with Nick. The kicking competition is something to watch. 8 kicks, 4 apiece for both Jake Moody and his veteran competitor Greg Joseph to open 49ers training camp on Wednesday. And between the two of them, they nailed all 8 kicks. First from around 25 yards, then 35, then 45, then 55. Split the uprights on that 55-yard kick. Both of these guys have very strong legs. Remember that Greg Joseph actually nailed a 61-yarder to win a game for the Vikings a couple seasons ago. So this is no fake competition. This is a real competition. And if you look at the fact that 49ers special teams coordinator Brant Boyer has already overseen the replacement of the long snapper. He's already overseen the replacement of the 49ers punter. That was Mitch Wishnowsky. The long snapper was Tabor Pepper. He's replaced those guys with John Weeks and Thomas Morstead, respectively. And he's also replaced the main special teams ace. George Odom is gone, and he's been replaced with Saran Neal. It's not far-fetched to think that Jake Moody will be gone if he doesn't win this competition. I know the 49ers had invested a little bit more in Jake than in the other specialist that I just listed, but it's obviously an air of change right now in the 49ers special teams room, and I think that Brant Boyer is going to go with the best guy possible. I was inspired to talk about kickers here in Redwood City because I had one of the best Mediterranean meals of my life. Lebanese cuisine at a place called Zadna, right on Broadway in Redwood City. I mean, it was a special plate. You know, I'm just doing all these 49ers videos, writing these articles for the Standard. I'm actually staying down on the peninsula here for the first few days of training camp, and this place refueled me. So we'll be touring around the Bay Area. We'll be checking out different spots, and obviously the city, San Francisco, is going to get a lot of love over the course of this season, but I think that Redwood City, the San Mateo County Library, historic building behind me, I think Redwood City deserves some as well. So anyway, let's go through some of the 49ers news that has captivated us here through the first couple days of training camp. 1 practice in the books. You'll be watching this in the morning. It is an alarm update as the 49ers prepare for practice number 2 of this first 3 practice block. The bad news so far in training camp, Jacob Cowing pulled his hamstring. We should find out very soon how long Jacob Cowing is going to be out, but just tough news for a receiver who was exciting so many people in the 49ers building with the way that he had worked this offseason. They challenged him to get a little bit bigger. He did that. He added some muscle. First practice back, though, strained his hamstring. The good news is that Ricky Pearsall is very close to returning. There was some consternation from fans about his status when he was placed on PUP just a few days ago, but Ricky should be back on Sunday. He's already running at full speed. So second-year receiver down, but another second-year receiver about to be up. We'll see if the 49ers add another wideout to the room, kind of like Equanimeous St. Brown, just to get through these practices, because we know that Kyle Shanahan does not like operating with only 9 available receivers in these camp practices. You're really skating on thin ice. Guys have to carry a bit more of a heavy workload than you'd like if that's the case, and he already brought in Equanimeous because of Ricky Pearsall's absence over 3 days. We'll see if Jacob Cowing's injury forces the 49ers to make another move. I cannot wait until the pads come on for San Francisco. That is not going to happen until early next week, but we already had our initial look at some of the rookies, especially the defensive linemen. I mean, up close, Michael Williams and Alfred Collins. These guys both, I talk about the 7-foot wingspan all the time. These guys are both imposing. And when you deal with imposing defensive linemen, you just can't wait until they can actually show off their strength, maybe show off how they convert some of that length to power. And I think that's going to be necessary to see once the pads do come on next week. I think C.J. West, the other 49ers rookie defensive lineman drafted, with his violent hands, I think that he's also going to be somebody who can shine once the pads do come on. Now, quick little 49ers depth chart check-in here for our alarm update. I finally had a chance to see them practice on Wednesday, so I saw who was lining up where. Linebacker is a notable one because everybody thought, hey, Nick Martin's going to show up and immediately be the 49ers' third linebacker. No, it just doesn't work that way. Luke Gifford, who's a free agent addition, good special teams player in the past. He's a veteran. He held that third linebacker role down for the 49ers with their first team defense at the first practice. So you had Fred Warner obviously as the 1, D. Winters is the 2. They've got high hopes for him. Nice interception of Brock Purdy, sat on a little short pass to Luke Farrell, and then the number 3 linebacker for San Francisco was Luke Gifford. Nick Martin's going to have a chance to play himself into that role, but these jobs aren't just given to rookies showing up no matter how good they were in college. Nick Martin is going to have to beat out some veterans. A lot of new faces for the 49ers in this linebacker room. He's going to have to beat them out. I will also say that Chaz Surratt had a nice play in coverage against Kyle Juszczyk, and we know that Chaz Surratt is one of Robert Saleh's favorites. So stay tuned for that linebacker 3 battle. I do think that D. Winters has the inside track for that linebacker 2 job. Then you've got to look at the offensive line for the 49ers. They're not going to be practicing Trent Williams, Christian McCaffrey, Nick Bosa every single day. They're going to do their best to build those guys up and also preserve their bodies. So along the offensive line for the 49ers, no Trent on this first day. You had Spencer Burford. He's the de facto 49ers swing tackle right now while Andre Dillard remains on PUP. Burford is now a tackle, not a guard. He's at that left tackle position, and Nick Zakelj is getting the first crack at left guard reps for the 49ers while Ben Bartch is out. Now, Bartch was working off on the side. He looks like he's moving well. He should be back soon. I would say he's probably the favorite to win that job, but Zakelj is second in line. It's not Connor Colby. You know, a lot of people just see the rookie and they assume, oh, this guy's going to take over this job. No. Colby's going to have to work to earn that, just like we see at some of these other positions, Nick Martin being a good example at the linebacker spot. As far as backup center goes, the 49ers haven't needed to use a backup center yet, but I think that probably is where Matt Hennessy is going to fill in, and he also will have that adaptability to fill in as a backup left guard where he has played in the past. Zakelj, backup left guard, but I think he also has the ability to play center in a pinch for the 49ers. Then there's the safety position, where a lot of people are excited about Marquise Siegel, the rookie, but he wasn't part of the offseason program. And even Malik Mustafa, who ascended very quickly up the safety depth chart last year, even he required a few weeks of the regular season to grab that starting job. So no, Marquise Siegel is not getting first team reps right now. It's Jason Pinnock, and Jair Brown returned for the 49ers. He had the ankle procedure, wasn't part of spring practice. So it's Jair and Jason Pinnock, who the 49ers seem to be really excited about. When the regular season rolls around and Malik Mustafa is ready to return, who's he going to knock out of that starting lineup, and where will Marquise Siegel be at that time? Those are all questions that we will ask ourselves over the course of the next couple of months, and probably we'll have answers to as this season evolves. But what the 49ers want to do right now is cultivate as many good options as possible. All right, Redwood City, one of the jewels of the peninsula. I really like this downtown in Redwood City. They've done a lot to make it like walking friendly, nice trees, and of course I'm on the little plaza right now. You can hear the Caltrain in the distance. You know, the Caltrains are all electric now, so you can get down, up and down the peninsula much more comfortably than before. There's your 49ers alarm update. If you want more of these, hit that like button, hit the notification button, and yeah, check out some of this good food on the peninsula. We'll talk to you very soon.